Hello guys and welcome back to another video on this channel. So today's video is going to be a little bit different. It's not going to be a Road to Glory episode, but instead it's going to be a tips episode. So I'm going to show you the different ways you can build your lineups to get better points and better rewards each week. So as always, if you enjoy this video, don't forget to leave a like, comment and subscribe, and remember to always do your own research before depositing money onto this website. So let's get into it. So I've got this team here, so I'm going to run you through the different ways you can line up your team to get better rewards. So the first thing I'm going to talk about is stacking. So what is stacking? There's two different types of stacking. You can positional stack or you can team stack. So a team stack would be an example of having a whole Ghent team. So if I didn't have Shoes and Storm and I had two different players from Ghent instead, that would be a whole team stack. And then position stack is when you sort of place players based on the same teams they play for, but only in certain positions. So, for example, I've got a goalkeeper and a defender, both from Ghent. And the reason you would have a goalkeeper and a defender from the same team is because if they get a clean sheet, not only does your goalkeeper get the decisive, but also your defender gets an extra 10 points for a clean sheet bonus. So you ended up having two really good players with a lot of points. And then it's also the same in midfield and forward. So if you've got an attacking midfielder that's always assisting a forward, and vice versa, and a forward assisting a midfielder, if you link those two together and they've got an easy matchup, the chances of them combining is quite high, which in turn will obviously score you more points as they'll hopefully both get decisives. The only reason you'd have two players as a midfielder and a forward from the same team and a defender and goalkeeper really, rather than a full team of the same players, because if they're playing a lineup, it's very rare that every single player in that team will contribute to a decisive. The chance of it a lot lower compared to two teams. If you've got two easy matchups with two different teams each week, you've got a much greater chance rather than just having one team and relying on it. So now moving on, I've added in Desart here, so I'm going to talk a bit about how you can use your extra player to get more points. So as you can see, I've got Shoes, who's quite an attacking midfielder in the Belgian league, and Desart's a lot more defensive, and he'll get better all rounds but less decisives, where Shoes gets more decisives and still a decent all round. So I put in Desart as my extra, so I've got a defensive midfielder and an attacking midfielder who'll both get me good points. So one will get the AA, one will get the decisive. The alternative, what you can do, is if you want to play a bit more safe, take out either the defensive midfielder or the attacking midfielder, whichever one you don't feel more confident in, and put in another defender, preferably a centre back. This is only because centre backs tend to get quite high AAs, especially if they got an easy lineup and with clean sheet bonus. I tried to avoid fullbacks if I can because of the possession loss matrix. It really hurts fullbacks and they lose a lot of points from possession loss. So that's when they put cross into the box, etc. But yeah, so what you can do is either play two midfielders and one defender and one forward, or play two defenders and one midfielder. I wouldn't ever really recommend playing two forwards unless you're really confident that they'll both get decisives, as forwards tend to have the lowest AA out of all positions. But yeah, if you want to play it safe, two defenders. If you want to play a bit more risky, play an attacking midfielder and a defensive midfielder. I wouldn't tend to go two attacking midfielders because usually the chances are one of them doesn't have great AA. So try and find a good solid midfielder who'll get you sort of consistent 50 to 55 points each week just from like AAs, and then with the potential decisive, and then find your attacking midfielder which will have good decisives. And you can see just from this team I built, you know, they're getting rewards pretty much every week they play. But yeah, so yeah, that's all. So if you've got any questions about stacking or anything else you want to know, just let me know down in the comments and I'll be sure to answer you. That's just a quick overview of what it is and how it can help you build your lineups to get more rewards. So as always, if you enjoyed, don't forget to like, comment and subscribe, and I'll catch you in the next one. See ya.